Evening. Here's the news at 9. First, the highlights. Lagos State Government tax year 2024 clean air delegates on workable policy to eradicate air pollution. President Tinubu makes fresh appointments as PENCOM, ICRC, NPC, others get new bosses. On the foreign scene, UN mission to Libya calls for immediate release of detained journalists. And in sport, Czech professional tennis player Barbora Krejcikova wins Wimbledon women's singles title. Now the details. I am John Omoaka. Lagos State Commissioner for the Environment and Water Resources, Tokunbo Wahab, has called on the delegates of the year 2024 Clean Air Forum to come up with an appropriate policy framework that could help to address the persistent air pollution problem in the African continent, noting that air pollution is a major environmental threat to the continent. Wahab made a call while welcoming organizers of the Clean Air Forum who paid a courtesy visit to his office, reaffirming the state government's commitment to implementing policies that will address the issue of air pollution and other climate change problems that may have a direct effect on the health of the citizenry. He expressed concerns about the level of air pollution in the African region and tasked the delegation to come up with appropriate solutions and policy frameworks that could help tackle the problem of air pollution and its attendant effect on human health. Wahab stated that Lagos would take into consideration the outcome and recommendations by experts at the forum on how air quality in the state could be improved upon in its policy formulation and implementation. As part of its efforts to provide quality education in the state, the Lagos State Government has set aside Saturday, 20th July for the conduct of the placement test by continuous assessment course for primary 6 pupils in the state. In a statement signed by the director, Lagos State Examinations Board, Adebayo Olorinsholu, the test will hold across the 6 education districts of the state. Olorinsholu enjoined authorities of public and approved private primary schools in the state to take note of the date and ensure that parents and guardians are duly informed so that all eligible pupils can participate in the exercise. He assured stakeholders and parents that no child will be left unattended to, stressing that machinery has been set in motion to ensure the conduct of a seamless, itch-free and successful exercise. The Minister of Housing and Urban Development, Ahmed Dangiwa, has directed an immediate and comprehensive investigation into the collapse of the Saint Academy School building in Jos, Plateau State, which occurred on Friday. Dangiwa, in a statement, described the incident as unacceptable and promised that anyone found culpable will face the full weight of the law. The minister expresses condolences to the families of those who lost their lives and wished those in the hospital a speedy recovery. Meanwhile, 74 students who were injured when the 2-story building collapsed at the Saint Academy have been treated and discharged, as 58 others are still on admission at the different hospitals in the city. Commissioner of Information and Communication, Musa Ashams, said the state government had declared a 3-day mourning from July 14 to 15 to mourn the loss of the 22 persons who lost their lives in the incident. During this time, all flags will be flown at half-mast to honor the victims of the school building collapse. 88 institutions have allegedly conducted admissions outside the central admissions processing system, CAPS. This was revealed in an analysis of data on the admissions conducted for the 2022-2023 admissions session in Nigerian universities, polytechnics, and other tertiary institutions of learning. According to JAMB, admissions conducted outside CAPS are illegal, null and void. JAMB had in 2017 introduced the Central Admissions Processing System, where all tertiary institutions upload the admission status of candidates offered admission in the institutions. Now to the rest of the stories. President Bola Tinubu has approved the appointment of Mr. Umar Mohammed as a new Director General of the Nigeria Hydrological Services Agency, Mr. Tosin Adeyoju as a new Executive Secretary of the National Lottery Trust Fund, and Mr. Silas Agara as the new Director General of the National Directorate of Employment. President Tinubu also appointed new leadership for the National Pension Commission, PENCOM, Infrastructure Concession Regulatory Commission, ICRC, National Agricultural Land Development Authority, NALDA, and the Code of Conduct Tribunal, CCT. Other agencies include the National Agency for the Great Green Wall, NAGGW, the Nigeria Hydrological Services Agency, NHSA, among others. The special advisor to the President of Media and Publicity, Anjiri Nginale, made this known in separate statements, noting that the appointments take immediate effect. Tinubu appointed Ms. Omolola Bridget Oloworaran as the new Director General of the National Pension Commission, PENCOM, Mr. Jobson Ewelefo as the new Director General of the Infrastructure Concession Regulatory Commission, ICRC, and for NALDA, Mr. Cornelius Oluwasegun Adebayo as the new Executive Secretary and Chief Executive Officer for NALDA. The statement also stated that President Tinubu appointed Dr. Mar Kogo as the Chairman of the Code of Conduct Tribunal, CCT, among other appointees. The Inspector General of Police, Kayode Egbetokun, has ordered the enforcement of the digitalized Central Motor Registry beginning from July 29, 2024. Egbetokun said it is to modernize and digitize the motor vehicle registration system, bolstering the nation's safety and security framework. He said the transition to a digitalized system would streamline the documentation and verification processes for vehicle ownership and related transactions. Egbetokun also said the ECMR system would make services like change of ownership, license number, engine and chassis body seamless, ensuring vehicle genuineness, aiding in tracking and recovery of stolen vehicles, and preventing the sale of stolen vehicles to innocent buyers. Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu has congratulated former chairman of Punch newspaper, Chief Ajibola Ogunshola, on his 80th birthday, describing him as an astute media administrator and reformer. Governor Sanwo-Olu said Ogunshola, a former president of the Newspaper Proprietors Association of Nigeria, is a seasoned technocrat and good manager of human and material resources. He said Ogunshola built Punch newspaper to an enviable position in the media industry, becoming one of the leading, most credible and most profitable newspapers in Nigeria. Governor Sanwo-Olu praised Ogunshola for his visionary leadership, high professional standards, and managerial skills during his tenure as chairman, which helped to position Punch as a voice to be reckoned with in the media industry. Now to foreign news. The United Nations mission in Libya has called for the immediate release of a journalist detained in Tripoli 2 days ago, saying all media workers should be kept safe. UN said it was concerned by the arbitrary arrest and detention of journalist Ahmed Sanusi on 11th July. Sanusi is the general manager of internet channel Tangadol and a TV program presenter on the Tunisia-based Wasat TV channel. The mission says stifling journalists reporting fosters a climate of fear and undermines the environment needed for Libya's democratic transition. Now sports. Czech professional tennis player Barbora Krejcikova has held off a charge from Jasmine Paulini in a crippling final at Wimbledon to claim a second Grand Slam singles title. Krejcikova, a French Open winner in 2021, held her hands afloat as she sealed a 6-2, 2-6, 6-4 victory on her third championship point. She shared a warm embrace with Paulini at the net before looking up and blowing a kiss towards the sky. With a victory, Krejcikova has emulated her late friend and coach, Jana Novota. The 1998 Wimbledon champion died from ovarian cancer in 2017 at the age of 49. And that's our news at 9. But just before we go, ensure you make use of your seatbelt while driving. You can follow us and like all our various social media platforms. X at Traffic Radio 961. Facebook, Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM. Instagram, Lagos Traffic Radio 961. Subscribe and watch our news and programs live on YouTube at Traffic Radio 961. You can also visit our website www.trafficradio961.ng. Did you know that the Sanwo-Olu administration provided 450,000 pupils with e-learning devices? You can get more details on the Lagos State Government website. To end the news, here are the highlights of the major stories. Lagos State Commissioner for Food Environment and Water Resources, Tokunbo Wahab, has called on the delegates of the year 2024 Clean Air Forum to come up with an appropriate policy framework that could help to address the persistent air pollution problem in the African continent, noting that air pollution is a major environmental threat to the continent. President Bola Tinubu has appointed new leadership, the Nigeria Hydrological Services Agency, National Lottery Trust Fund, the National Directorate of Employment, National Pension Commission, PENCOM, Infrastructure Concession Regulatory Commission, ICRC, National Agricultural Land Development Authority, NALDA, and the Code of Conduct Tribunal, CCT, among others. We also told you that the United Nations mission in Libya has called for immediate release of a journalist detained in Tripoli 2 days ago, saying all media workers should be kept safe. And in sport, Czech professional tennis player Barbora Krejcikova has held off a charge from Jasmine Paolini in a crippling final at Wimbledon to claim a second Grand Slam singles title. For contact with the newsroom, send a message to info@trafficradio961.ng. That ends the news broadcast compiled by Aderayo Iduwolaya. I am John Omoaka. Thank you very much for listening.